Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm Darren Karp, and joining me today is the voice, really the voice in my head, but it's the voice of Love Island USA. It's my friend, Matthew Hoffman. How you doing, Matthew? Great to see you again.
I'm doing so well. I have to say that I don't think we could have a Love Island season without the exclusive Darren Karp reality check interview. Like now it is now it's official.
Now the season can start, because frankly,
Exactly.
I mean, it was just blank on my screen for the past
Yeah.
few weeks, but
Oh, just rehearsals? Cool. Now we can go.
that's right. I mean, I got you on my voicemail every day saying tonight, which I always need, but season 3 of Love Island USA is finally back and it's currently on air. How do you feel about this season compared to last season right now?
Wow. Personally,
You're in Hawaii, so you can't really be that upset.
I'm actually in Los Angeles. Yeah,
Thank
I am
you.
in I'm in LA. They're like, yeah, Hoffman in a hotel for a couple months. We're good. Keep him here. So I am, Ariel gets the beautiful views and I get a padded windowless room underneath an off ramp in the valley. I'm fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, I'm the luckiest. It's designed that way. I come with post-production because the show is 90% done before I get it. So we are a whole department. So I think just with the pandemic and everything to be as safe as possible, that is how it goes. But I guess from the difference between last year and now is last year I was just so proud that we actually, Love Island is a beast to produce and to just get on the air, but to get it on the air during a global pandemic and to make so many people happy was honestly a miracle. Like truly, like I left here season 2, I looked up at the building and I just started crying. I just could not believe we actually did it, and the way that the fans received it was so touching and so lovely. So it was really crazy. And as far as season 3, professionally and bringing it to Hawaii with this insane new cast, it's incredible. I'm addicted already. I cannot wait to see what happens.
Well, I have my opinions on this, but do you think that the past year of being in quarantine has made the Islanders more indecisive than usual because they feel like, all right, the world is opening up, the world is their oyster? Or do you feel like they want to settle down maybe quicker than in years previous?
That's interesting. I feel like, I think an Islander coming out of quarantine, like think about it. You're on this major television show, you are in a hotel for weeks, and during obviously everything that's happening in the world, and then to come into this insane villa and see all of these people that you can safely interact with. I cannot imagine what that is like. I can't imagine it. I think they're being very well behaved. If I was there, it would be like, oh my God, it would be insane. So yeah, I think it's crazy. As far as the options, I think that it's a really interesting season, and I think that the Islanders are torn between, some prospective, lovers, shall we say? And I think it's a good thing. It's a great thing for me. I get to comment on it, so I'm like, keep it coming.
Well, you're our hilarious voice of reason here while we watch the Islanders kind of do funny things. Just like the fans, you watch the show as it's sort of happening, right? I mean, it's 90% done when you get it, but you're kind of watching along with us.
Yeah, I watch the show as the viewer does. So I come in the early morning and watch the show and basically write around what I see. So we say what we see, and I come in and then I record everything we had just written and do it in the booth. And it is what's so great about Love Island is that it is in real time as possible. It is as live as we can possibly get it. So to be in on this process and watch it like the viewer, I mean, the highest compliment I can get is I feel like you're on my couch with me. I feel like you are our best friend saying what we want to see. And it's this very it's this insane track to say what I see, but do it in a fun and irreverent way, an unexpected way through this lens of love, really, and say what the viewer is thinking. And also balancing that with format and storytelling, but also what's so great about Love Island is that we are in on it. You know, we are in on the joke, and we are with you the whole way. And it's a really incredible process.
Well, I want to get into what you think about the Islanders. My one gripe is, and please report back, all right, Matthew?
Aaron, I will look up that word later, but thank you.
My one gripe is that you should flash back to the moments that all these guys are being very hypocritical about what they're saying to other people. We need that flashback. We need those receipts. But your humor and your wit is kind of everything I possibly need about Love Island. And I have to ask, and I know you probably have to, be equally loving to all of them, but do you have a favorite couple so far that you're watching out for?
All right, two-part question. As far as your gripe goes, as far as receipts, they trust me with nothing, Darren. Do you think, like, look at me. They're like, we're good. Let's keep going. So they trust me with nothing. So I do not have the luxury to flash back. But that's what's kind of fun is the viewer gets to flash back, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
the viewer, you can't miss a second of the show. That's what's so cool about it. So I hear you. However, there's not much I can do. As far as couples, it's funny, like and I know this is not a very interesting answer, but like the way that I watch the show and how involved I am in every second of this show, and the Islanders' lives, and the couples or the non-couples, just following their journey, I think of them like my children, like, and I know Ariel does too. It's like you have such this loving kind of attitude towards them, and I feel very protective of them. But then also, like, unlike my parents, I don't have favorites, right? So I cannot write the show objectively if I colored an Islander, like if I had a thought about them. I'm very, very neutral, and I'm very, very adamant that I don't want to know anything other than the viewer sees. So like everybody on this floor knows, like, don't tell me anything, like, like when I am in bed, like things are still happening. I'm sleeping and it's a 24-hour show. So things happen through the night. And when you come in, everyone's buzzing about it. I'm like, don't tell me anything. I don't want to know it, because when I watch the show back, I want to have my first visceral reaction be the one that we go with, and that's, I think 9 out of 10 times, that's what the viewer is thinking. So as far as, do I have a favorite couple? I am very, very much interested in how it's all going to play out. I can say that.
Which couple do you think is the fakest, Matthew?
Oh, that's another interesting question that you may yawn at me about, but I personally do not believe that you can be fake as we know it on this show. And here is my theory. You are surrounded by hundreds of cameras, and you have been there for so long, and Love Island time is a real thing. I can tell you that. I think I've aged 10 years since we started. Like, it is real. So I personally, unless you are Meryl Streep acting your way through that villa, I do not think you can put on airs and sustain them. I really think that what you see is what you get. I truly believe that. And in meeting our past Islanders, I am always comforted by that, because it's like, oh, you are exactly in person who I have watched for the last 5 weeks. So I don't think anyone's fake. I think maybe they are strategic, but as far as fake goes, I would have to disagree on that.
Well, I want to dive into that strategery, as some people say. It seems like Jeremy is getting himself into a little bit of a pickle, because he likes Florida, okay? And then he told Florida that he felt just a friendship with Amy, but then told Amy he didn't say that. See what I mean about bringing back that flashback to prove that he was wrong? You hear what I'm saying?
I hear you.
What do you think about his intentions on the island? Because for me, it just seems like he's playing the field and wants to have his cake and eat it too, and doesn't want to let anyone down, which I get, but that's not how Love Island works. You got to let people down. You got to be honest.
Yes. All I can say is that is with a man with that type of hair, You can do anything. I mean, like, come on.
He does have
Like,
flowing locks. You're right. He
it's
can get away with
flowing
anything.
locks. It's a distractive device. I think it's like, you know what? You can't question a man with hair like that. You
That's a
just
good point. I retract my last statement. I retract it.
no further questions. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you're done. I'm done. Yes, you just need to have that hair. Do you think any current couple, though, is a bad match?
No, because and I don't think that like this far in the game I can even, comment on it, because like what's interesting about it is like again, I know what everybody knows. So like I don't hear any gossip, I don't see anything, whatever. I think it's very interesting to kind of follow them along because each act literally changes everything, right? So it's a fun kind of process to be like and kind of figure it out as they do. That's what's really fun. So bad matches, no. That's why I kind of stopped at I think season 1. I learned my lesson. Like not you, but like I never should be like, oh, they'll be great together because it never works out. Like whatever I'm thinking, it's always the opposite. So I don't bet on them, but I'm really happy with how everything is going, and I'm fascinated by all of them.
If you were an Islander
Yeah.
on this season of Love Island, who would you want to couple up with?
Whoa, Darren Karp coming in with a question I've never been asked. I've never been asked that. I would probably, let's see, definitely 100% couple up with the chocolate chip cookies in the kitchen.
That's your best match. That's your best match.
Girl, that is it. I am no fool. If I was an Islander, honestly, like the entire show, I think I would be in the shade with the biggest sun hat you've ever seen, talking to myself. Like nobody.
Sipping your water, having a good old time in the corner.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Although, yeah, that's my answer.
Well, you got to give me some spoilers, Matthew. You're on Reality Check. Tell me, when is Casa Amor happening? When is the whole thing just going to blow up?
Yes. Amorica is going to get a lot more Casa Amor, and it's happening on Sunday. I can tell you that. And it's so funny. It's like, the season is just so crazy, just full on. And it's like, just when I start, memorizing everybody's names, there's a British producer who's like, send more in. And I'm like, wait, what? Guys, please give me some time. So it's really fun. That is coming to you, I can exclusively tell you, on Sunday. So Casa Amor, look forward to that. It's crazy. I think if those walls could talk, they would need a lot of sanitizer. I mean, things are going down there.
I mean, even the Hideaway. I saw Josh and Shannon the other. I don't want to know what goes on in the Hideaway, but in your opinion, if a couple can survive Casa Amor, do you think that they're a good fit in the long run? Is this a good test?
Yeah, I think all of Love Island is a good test. And I think what's so great format-wise and strategic, and what's so great strategically is that Casa Amor is that element of temptation. It is the ultimate outside world coming in and infiltrating this island that we've created, So it really is a roller coaster. And I think it's the perfect test for relationships. I mean, I'll never forget, I thought some of the best 20 seconds of television ever was last season when Carrington came back from Casa Amor and he came down the steps and you were like, I mean, you could hear my scream.
Yeah.
It was that intense. I was riveted. I was like, wait, I'm on this show. Like, can I calm down? But I can't. But I just think it's the best format and viewers love it because it is as authentic, throwing the wrench into these perfectly crafted relationships. So yeah, it's quite the testament.
I couldn't agree with you more. Before I let you go, I know we got Casa Amor coming up on Sunday, but are there any new twists this season that the audience should be expecting from the rest of Love Island?
Yeah, I mean, there are some fun new challenges. Perhaps other than that, I have I have 20 security guards waiting to tackle me.
The first time in your life you've ever been silent, Matthew Hoffman. That's what you're telling me? Wow.
Do you know how many viewers are finally happy?
Yeah. Matthew, thank you so much for being here as always. I love some Love Island tea, and I can't wait to see you and the chocolate chip cookie, ride off into sunset and ever after, of course.
Best couple ever? That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. And people, you can watch new episodes of Love Island every Tuesday through Friday and every Sunday at 9 p.m. on CBS. Don't go anywhere. There's more Reality Check right after this.